Hi, I decided to make a video and put it on my blog to describe the different types of narration and personification and how they relate to TV news broadcasts. I decided to do it in a video format as I thought it would be more interesting and entertaining than just typing it up on my blog. The first of the narrative theories I'll be looking at is Todorov's narrative theory. His theory can be broken down into 5 main sections: the equilibrium, disruption, resolution, restored order, and new equilibrium. The equilibrium is at the start of the story and it will display all of the characters being happy and content. The disruption is when all the characters will realise that there's a problem and it will disrupt their happiness. The resolution is the part where the characters will realise the problem and the chaos that it causes. The fourth section is the restored order, and this is the part of the plot where the characters will look to fix the issue. The new equilibrium is the final part, and that is when the issue is resolved and the characters go back to being happy and content. Todorov's narrative theory links in with TV news broadcasts as the continuity element, as the TV news broadcast and the film that Todorov was discussing both have to have a certain flow and structure to it. That's how the two link in with each other. Prop's theory states that any character within the storyline can be broken down to one of 7 categories. The first category being the hero, who is the person on the quest. Then there's the villain, who opposes the hero. The donor, who helps the hero by giving them a tool. The dispatcher, who helps the hero on their way on their quest. The false hero, who tempts the hero while he's on his quest. The helper, who helps the hero on his quest. The princess, the hero's reward, and this could be an item or a person. Then the princess's father, the person who's giving out the reward. Prop's theory links into TV news broadcasts, as TV news broadcasts use personification and unambiguous tones throughout their reports. They use personification to stereotype characters within the story and unambiguous tones to ensure that the story cannot be misinterpreted and taken in other directions. This is used in Prop's theory to describe the characters within the story. That's how the two are linked together. Finally, I'll be talking about Gulteng and Rouge, as their research specialised in the news values and what makes a good news story. Gulteng and Rouge put down the success of a news story down to 3 things: the impact, audience identification, and the pragmatics of media coverage. The impact being things like the threshold, frequency, and negativity. These are the kind of things that would make people more inclined to watch the story and how interesting it is, such as how big an impact it has on the world. Audience identification would cover things such as meaningfulness and location of the problem. For instance, if an issue was to happen in Birmingham, it would be more likely to come up on the Birmingham news rather than the national news. And finally, there's the pragmatics of media coverage. For example, if a story had already gathered some momentum by being in the news previously, it's more likely to be shown, as people are more likely to tune in because they've heard of it before. Gulteng and Rouge say that these are the 3 things that a news story will be judged upon to see whether or not it gets on the news broadcast or not. It'll also decipher how important it is compared to other news stories. Thanks for watching.